Good afternoon. I'm Madison Rowland,
I'm Ethan Wilson.
and we are representing the Covington FFA chapter, and our project is over movements and arc welding. We decided to do this project because me having an SAE in ag mechanics and him having a welding class, we were learning how to weld, and we wanted to know the best way to teach students how to weld. So we decided that we were gonna do an experiment to see which ones they found the easiest to learn, which ones come out better based on the movements. There are 5 different types of movements that we had them test, which was drag, circular, straight, slide arc, and rounded. And we wanted to test these different movements because these are the main ones that we saw in a lot of welding books that we were reading. And then, so for our materials we used 1 inch by 3/16 5-inch pieces of mild steel. We used Lincoln Electric AC 225 arc welders, all the safety equipment that we needed to meet OSHA standards so we don't accidentally injure ourselves. And then we also had like a metal table laid out so we could keep everything organized and know who did what and which movements they were on.
Our procedures for this, we took groups of 5 students. We had 5 groups of 5, in total 25 students. For each group, we had them try all 5 welds. Each time we mixed up the order to make sure that they didn't just get better purely based on experience, which, as it went on, we found was one of the weaknesses. As students got to know welding more, they naturally did better, even whenever they changed the movements. However, to counter that, as said, we mixed up the order of the movements each time. We found in this that our initial conclusion was that circular and straight welding had better results, even though students found drag welding to be easier. With this, we took in mind that the best way to start students off is with circular and straight. That way, they're more engaged with each movement than just having a roll through and just a lazy movement. The more they're engaged, the better it turns out. Now, we found that if we do this again, splitting up the days when they do it might help. That way, they're not just going off of memory of welding. Each time, they're going off of each one based as a new movement. That way, each movement is directly with the results. That way, our independent variable doesn't get varied by student, what's the word for people doing better?
Confidence.
Yeah, student confidence in their weld.
Good.
We also found that a lot of this can be changed and altered in our next trial if we want to continue further. All of our conclusions do help a lot to understand how students weld, but they can be more precise in our next ones.
We looked at books. We looked at Steelworker Volume 1. We found that this, it supported our hypothesis and our conclusion. We determined that it stated that the drag welding, since it does less movement, it's a lot easier for them to learn, but circular and straight allow them to be doing something so they feel like they're actually getting something accomplished, so it turns out better. And each time that they move on, their experience grows. So it's like muscle memory. They're learning how to go all the way across without stopping. And that just makes it a whole lot easier to teach them the other welds, which we should be able to teach them later on. We would like to thank Mr. Johnson for letting us use his ag mechanics classes and ag 2 classes in completing our experiment. We also like to thank the ag department for letting us use the welders and the wire brushes and all the stuff that we needed to clean and prepare our metal